Hello, hello. Welcome to the Brutus Monroe channel. Welcome to the Crafty Shenanigans hour. I am excited to be with you tonight. I'm just checking my stamp. It looks like I cleaned it with something kind of fuzzy. So bear with me for a second because I want to make sure we have a... That is my dog Sassy saying hello. Sassy, are you saying hello to everybody? Hi, Beverly. Hello, Kelly. Hello, Heather. How are you all doing tonight? Thank you for joining me. I know this isn't my typical night that I go live. I typically go live on Fridays, but I was not feeling very well last night. So thank you for bearing with me and coming and visiting me with me today. I am really excited. I'm going to be playing with the fairy release. So I'm just going to switch this out. Sorry, at the last minute because I tried stamping it ahead of time. And like I said, I must have cleaned it with a little bit of something fuzzy because it was on my stamp and it didn't stamp very well. Hello, Donna. I am feeling much better. Thank you, Heather. And Darren's saying hello. And thank you to Darren for all of his work behind the scenes. All right. We'll stamp that in just a minute. Let's talk about the release first. Actually, first, Kate, you're so sweet to say hello to Sassy. Hello, Sherry. All right. So have you guys been watching all of the different things on our social media and on our channels? We have this really fun fairy release going on. And if you like something a little extra magical, this is the release for you. I'm going to go ahead and have Darren switch views. Hi, Jenny. Thank you, Donna. I am glad I'm feeling better too. Okay, so this is the fairy fantasy set. You can see you've got, I think, 5 fairies. Nope, 5, plus you've got this cute little couple. So really you've got 7. Cute, cute little fairies. We're going to use this one tonight. So many fun things. You've got these little flowers, you've got little bugs, you've got a zillion different sentiments, and then this really fun flower. And then we've got forest friends, which, oh my gosh, look at this hedgehog. I thought this was my favorite hedgehog, but they're both just so dang cute. Their little faces are just adorable. I'm just going to move a little something off my screen. There we go. Now I can see better. And then we've got all these cute little critters and some more sentiments. I'm sorry, my dog has the zoomies, so if she's a little crazy, we'll just try to ignore her a little bit. This is called Enchanted Forest. You've got this cute little deer right there, and you've got all these little mushrooms and rocks and this cute stump, and then you've got this little nature-y guy, and then you've got the Home Sweet Home set. Really, really pretty. And if you look on Instagram and Facebook on our channels, you'll be able to see what the design team has been doing with these sets. And I don't know what I did with my insert. I'm sure I'll find it after I clean off my table. But this one is called Follow Your Dreams. It's got all of these fun little phrases and cute little signs that you can put them on. And they all have coordinating dies that are available. You can get the bundle and get the dies that go with them. So those are all of the stamp sets. And then I will quickly move through some of the other things. And I don't have every single thing out, but these are the acetate fairy wings. We've got, those are really fun. They're clear and you can cut them out and you can add them to your fairies. You can add them to the critters. You can just do whatever you want with those. And then we've got, sorry, I've got little pieces of a lot of things in here. I've been working hard in here. This is part of the conversation clippings. I've been using them so they're not all in one piece, but you've got the black and the white, and you've got the 2 different sizes of fonts. And then the Mushroom Village. I don't know if you can see all of those really awesome little cards. There you go. You can kind of get a glimpse, but you can see that they're A2 size. And then you've got these really pretty enchanted forest images, which are absolutely gorgeous. I want to go into these photos. They look, or into these prints. They look like they would be so fun. This one's got this really kind of cool mystery feeling going on with it. Anyway, so that is another awesome product available in this release. There are several stencils, and mine are all dirty, so I'm not going to show you those right this minute. We will be using one tonight, so I will show you that one. And we're also going to use these sequins that are both new to this release. You know, I don't have labels on mine. I has them, so he will put them up. I got him ahead of time. He was so nice to get him to me right away. So I said, yeah, don't worry about the label. I just want to get him here in time. So, and then there are these really pretty embossing powders we're going to be using tonight. We've got the Twinkle Teal. You can see that. And we've got, this is Lavender Sugar. I can't wait to see them. I haven't even tested them, but they'll work no matter what. I know they'll work with what we're doing. So I'm excited to see what those look like when they're all embossed. It'll be a surprise for me too. And then there's bigger jars. Darren just put this up on the screen, but I've just got mine pulled aside. So I've just got little bunches, but they come in a much larger package. You'll see these are the Fabulous Fibers in Halo and Peacock. And we'll be using the Halo tonight. And we are also going to use the new Ethereal Storm paper pad. There is another paper pad which has sold out that's called Secret Garden. Thanks, Darren. It's got more like realistic photos, more photographic for sure, but this one is really beautiful. I know it's sold out, but I know it'll be right back. So definitely put a notify me, click on your cart. Both are now sold out. Yes. So this one has all different pretty sunsets. So watch for this to come back in stock because you will definitely want this. Heather, I know I want to live there too. And am I forgetting anything? I'm sorry. Sassy? Stop teasing, buddy. Hey. Shush. Usually I can get Benji to grab Sassy out for me, but Benji is at the 8th grade banquet dance. So he's off doing very teenagery things. This stencil we're going to use tonight, this is called Fairy Flight Path. And I have to say I love all, hey, stop it. Let's see if I can get her out of here. Hey, Sassy. Shush. You've got to be quiet. I can't do this with you being too noisy. Okay? All right, so then now she's biting my pant leg, so that'll keep her occupied for a second. Anyway, let's see, where was I? Oh, I showed you the Fairy Flight Path. There's ice is one of the stencils, and like I said, mine are dirtier. I would show them to you. And then there's air, and there's earth, and then there's a really pretty pathway one. But I can show you what they look like when they're made. So I'll show you the samples that I created so far. This one has this is the pathway slimline stencil. And this is Fairy Fantasy, and then this is from Follow Your Dreams. And I'm trying to think if I used anything else on this. So a really, really fun set to work with. These I thought were fun to work together. I liked the way she looked perched on that little side. And then let's see, we've got this cute little hedgehog. Oh, thanks, Donna. Thanks, Kelly. You feel so at home. Your dogs do that too. Your cats are looking for Sassy. Oh, that makes me feel better now. This little hedgehog just tickles me. I just think he's so cute. And then I've got the River Rock stencil. Oh, that was the stencil I forgot. I thought there was another one. So this is the River Rock stencil. This is the Earth stencil. And they worked really great together to make a little background for our hedgehog. And then we've got Fairy Fantasy again. And then this in the background is the Portal. Goodness, I'm forgetting too many things. The Portal layering stencil set is really amazing. I know if you go on to our channels, you'll see that Christopher's been using a lot of these things too. So definitely check those videos out so that you can see how to use those. And also, like I said, check out what the design team has been doing. So you can see those on Instagram and Facebook as well. But so you've got the different layers there. And these are the conversation clippings. And then let's see, this one uses, so sorry, the dog is just going crazy. Oh, thanks, Donna. I know Jenny, I did too, because I was running Benji around getting him ready to go for tonight. So this in the background, just really subtly, you can see I used the fairy flight path. It's great for that. You can make it as subtle or as much the focus as you want. And then I used just a portion of the fairy portal stamps, or I mean stencils in the background for that circle. And then you can see my fairy fantasy stamp set. And I actually added a little bit of foliage, I guess you would call that, from our Fabulous Flowers die set. And then you can see the cute little dragonfly. So that one's another fun one. And then I went a little different direction with this one. I went with making kind of an icy kind of a fairy. And so this right here is what the ice stencil looks like. And I know it's kind of hard to see, but I used the new, so with this release, we have new chroma glaze and or candy coat, excuse me. There we go. Now you can see the shine and how pretty that is. It is called Pearl, and it is absolutely beautiful. I will show it to you, but it won't do it justice, because when it's still wet, you can't really tell how shiny it is. But there's little bits of iridescent pieces in it, and so when it dries, you get more shimmer like that. And so we've got all the shimmer from that. We've got the shimmer from the glitter stock. We just went crazy with the glitter. I was all about the glitter. So, and again, the conversation clipping and the fairy fantasy. And then the next one I did, I will show you really quickly. This is the air stencil in the background. That's what the rainbow colored kind of airstream. And then you've got the frog from the Forest Friends set, and the butterfly, I think, is in that set as well. And again, we used the conversation clippings. I'm all about those conversation clippings. And then the paper in the background is from the Ethereal Storms paper pad as well. Oh, thank you so much, Kelly. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Donna. Oh, you guys are all so sweet. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you, Heather. Okay. This is a fun release. So this is the one we're going to make tonight, but we're going to change it up just a little bit. So we are going to use all of the same basic design, but we're going to change up the colors and stuff a little bit. So this one, I used the fairy flight path, and then I used the Ethereal Storm paper in the background, and I used the conversation clippings, and again, of course, our fairy fantasy stamp. So this is what we're going to do tonight. So we're going to change it up so that we've got, instead of doing the pinks and the yellows and the orange, we're going to go with the purples and the turquoise and the blue. So let's see what we can do with that. So first off, I'm going to go ahead and stamp out our fairy. And we'll let that kind of dry while we're doing other things. And I love the way that this stamp has so much movement in it, and the stencil as well. So you get a really dynamic look with both of those products. Even the fairy pathway, if you'll look at that, it's got movement to the path. It's not just one straight path. And I love that. So I'm just using the Raven Detail ink. And you know, I always have to stamp a couple times just for good measure, because that's just the way I am.
Penny said hi.
Hi, Penny. How are you doing tonight? Thanks for joining us on our Saturday night. Saturday shenanigans tonight this week, huh? Usually it's Friday night shenanigans. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. I don't think we need to do it another time. I love all the detail you catch in that. Look at that. Stamped twice. Perfect. Now, I'm going to leave this on my Misty because after we color it, we'll probably stamp it one more time because I just love the kind of crisp look that that gives when you do that. So this one I colored with pencil, which is my very favorite way to color. It's just, I'm all about the control. So ask my oldest son, he'll probably tell you that. But anyway, we're going to make it a little quicker tonight, and we're going to use our Spectrum Noir tri-blends. So I'm going to start with the fair skin blend. We're kind of doing opposites. So I used a little darker skin tones on this one, so we'll use a little bit lighter ones on this one. So I'm going to just go ahead and quickly, this is a live color rather than a Shannon's normal leisurely color. And we were talking about this earlier. We had a meeting today with our inspiration team, and we were talking about how the set is so detailed and so beautiful that it might be a little intimidating to some people to look at it. It's going to be all tricky to color, but it is really user-friendly. The coloring just happens very easily. All right. We'll put a little bit, and usually I would probably let it dry a little bit more, but so far, honestly, we're doing all right. Not too many smears, knock on wood. All right, so I just want to add just a little bit of depth. I'm not going to get all crazy with the shading, but I think a little bit is nice. So we'll just add where we think there would maybe be shadows. And also, I just think that the light shade of this is very light, so I don't want our fairy to look sickly. We'll give her a little bit more. Her or him, I can't really tell. I don't know that it's more androgynous, I think. Make it how you want. Create your own ending. And just add a little bit of color. And I'm just going to blend it out just a little bit through here, and we'll be good. And I'm going to make myself let it go. Okay, so now let's move on to the wings and the clothes. So we're going to start, I think we'll start with the, let's see, I have a little sample of all of those colors. And of course, it's varied now. So let's just start here. Let's do the green. So I'm going to use the lightest part of, this is green turquoise. And these tri-blend markers, if you haven't tried them before, and especially if you're new to alcohol markers, these are really good markers to start with. And we are going to experiment a little bit because I think I want to work from blue into this kind of greenish turquoise into the purple. So I think we'll make the clothes we'll start them this way too. I think we'll do the clothes in the turquoise.
Kelly asked, what do you think of the Olo markers?
You know, Kelly, I have not tried the Olo markers yet. I hear very, very good things about them. I know Christopher absolutely loves them, but I just haven't made that switch yet. Hello, Candy. right, so now let's add some of the darker. I'm using the darkest shade of our tri-blend. And I should point out that there's 3 colors. There's the lightest, the medium, and then the dark on tri-blend markers. And I don't think I want to use the dark on the clothes. Let's keep those a little bit lighter.
Danny said she loves it, although she's an off man.
Yeah, Candy, yes, Candy also uses Olo markers, and she is a great resource to ask questions. And I'm going to go back to that lightest color and kind of blend it all out.
Sassy's losing her mind in here.
Yeah, Sassy is definitely a puppy, and she is definitely on one tonight. She's in a good mood. I guess that's a good thing, right?
She worked buddy out.
She wears our other dogs out, but she keeps them young, so that's good. They definitely now seem more like grumpy old men than they used to. Just kind of fill that out a little bit. Give it just a little bit of depth. And we've got that. Now I'm just going to take, this is hydrangea blend. And I'm going to start with the lightest. Kind of work our way into that blue a little bit. And then I'll do the darkest. And I'm just having fun with this. I mean, I'm no expert. I'm just having fun playing. And then we'll take that medium tone to kind of soften that. And then we'll take that light one again and just go over the whole thing.
And he said it's very ethereal.
It does have an ethereal feel, doesn't it? That purple and that aqua, those are colors that you always kind of see with fairies. Kind of dreamy. And now I'll just take that lightest turquoise and kind of blend up into that.
Emily said she's loving the colors, and
Oh, thanks, Emily. Emily! Oh, hello, hello. If you don't know who Emily is the one who created this stamp set. She is the mastermind behind this. Nothing, no pressure now, huh? Aren't those fun colors? I like those colors too. Okay, so we are going to do turquoise. So there's blue turquoise and there is green turquoise in the Spectrum Noir tri-blends. And we're going to do the blue turquoise for the hair, just so there's a little bit of separation there. And then we'll do the darkest shade. And I'm not going to worry too much about it in between, just because I might soften it a little with the lightest, but you know, there's only so much space. Okay, so our fairy is ready to fly. So I'm going to grab our coordinating dies, which is nice because I fussy cut this first one. So it'll be nice to just have the ease of being able to just have it ready to go. Take me 2 seconds to throw that through the die cut machine. All right. Okay. So look at that. Look how perfectly that fits. I love the way our dies fit our stamps. So, well, I said that and then I had a hard time with it after that. It's because I'm live. Something's going on with the, oh, you know what? You do have to be careful. I'm glad this happened so I can teach you one thing. So you have to make sure sometimes when you have a long skinny piece on your stamp, it's easy for that to get placed wonky a little bit on your MISTI or your platform. So when you do it, get your die and make sure it's going to line up. See, I moved my hand over a little bit. It needed to be over here a little bit. So it's not that the die doesn't work, it's that I didn't put it on the MISTI correctly. So if you check that, you'll save yourself a lot. It doesn't happen all the time, but if you have, like I said, this is a long skinny piece, that long skinny arm, it makes it so that it's easy to put that on there with not exactly lined up. So that was an operator error on my part. So we're just going to do a quick fussy cut. And we'll go from there. Emily, you don't have a die cutter? You definitely need a die cutter. You will be very, very glad to have one. It is a game changer. Just like and if you don't have a stamping platform, that is another game changer. Those are two must-haves. They will change your crafting life. And another tip, I know Heather brings this up whenever she fussy cuts. It's a great tip, and that is that you want to move your paper, not your scissors. So that will help you. Not only is it a little bit quicker, but I think it gives you a little bit more control. And it gives you a little bit less of those sharp edges. It makes it look more like it looks when it's die cut. Does that make sense? All right. We're halfway there. Almost got it. Okay, so now just need to get this little area here.
Donna says she hates cutting. Fussy cutting.
Donna, it's so funny. People either really don't mind it, like it's relaxing to them, or they just hate it. So I don't think you are alone in that.
And he said sometimes it's better to die cut first and then color when you have pieces like that.
That's a good point, Penny. It is, you could definitely do that. You could definitely cut it out and then stamp onto it. Okay, that wasn't too bad to fussy cut anyway, thankfully. Thank you for being patient while I did that. I'm just going to slide those right back in there, as well as this other little guy so I don't lose them. So let's take the next step. Okay, so I've got my paper already cut down. This is 3 3/4 by 5. And we're just going to stick that on our mat. And if you watched me last week, I was struggling because I did not have pixie spray enough. And I got it today. Woohoo! I love my pixie spray. But this mat is also, I mean, you got to have the mat. But for what we're doing, what I need to do first, and this is going to make it a little tricky. And actually, I don't know if I will use this pixie spray. Let me look and see. I haven't tried this out yet. So we're modifying the design a little bit. So bear with me for a sec, because we're going to use our embossing powders. So I'm going to definitely want to stick that there. And I'm going to use our amazing embossing ink. And let's see how we do. Hopefully I don't move it too much. Okay. I think we have it. So we're going to do something a little tricky. So bear with me. What do you have? All right, my dog made a weird noise. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure she wasn't choking. Okay. If she was going to, she would do it while I was live. That's just kind of the way it goes. So now we're going to just bend our stick and stamp mat a little bit so that we can just get our paper off slick as a whistle. And mine's really new, so it's holding on a little more than it would, but we are going to peel that right off. Okay. So now I'm going to grab my tray. I have a little tray for my embossing powder, and we're going to start with the purple. And we're just going to sprinkle some down along where the purple in the clouds is. So I'm going to stop about right there. And I told you I haven't seen what this embossing powder looks like yet either, so I'm excited to see. Okay, so I don't want to lift it that way because I don't want any on the top. So I'm going to go back down and see what we've got. And I'll heat that up. I actually want to get just a little bit more right there. A little bit more right there. Okay. All right. Now I may have gone a little crazy. That's okay. Let's see what we come up with. Oh, that one's not working. Let me use this one. Move this. Let's see what we got. So I have a little rack with shoes on it in here because my closet's in this room too. And she loves to steal, Sassy loves to steal my shoes off of it, and just, it doesn't matter. There's the lower shelf and the higher shelf. It doesn't matter which one I put them on. She'll steal them no matter what. She is busy. This is a really pretty color. I'm just trying to be careful not to burn our paper because it has that shine on it. I don't know. I haven't done a lot of embossing on this type of paper, so I just want to make sure I'm not going to scorch it. So I'm kind of moving it around a lot. I'll set it down so I don't burn my fingers. What, Darren? I can't hear you. Okay, I'll look in just a second. All right. So if you have a regular embossing tool, it will probably be faster than this. This one is great for a lot of things, but it takes a while for it to get hot enough to actually emboss. But it does work if you're patient. see what we got here. Just want to make sure it's all the way on there. Okay, so there's our very pretty sparkly purple. Is it all heated up? Yep, just wanted to make sure. Look at all that pretty glitter in there. So now let's add some of our turquoise in there. Let me just put it back in my container. I always just kind of, because it has all that static that holds onto it, so I just kind of tap it against the side of my garbage can. Okay, so remember, this is the lavender sugar. So now we're going to use that twinkle teal. And I'm just going to start it down here, and I'm not so concerned about where this one goes now because we've already got the purple on there. So we'll catch anything that I may have missed. And you know, I'm probably dried that a little bit. Let's do another, let's hit it one more time with the embossing ink because I think I kind of dried it when I was heating that up. So we'll just line it up and make it happen. So it stays wet really well, but if you've got direct heat on it like I did, that's asking a lot. Okay, so we will do some of that.
Emily said, "All those stars on that page with that glitter in my heart."
Oh, I'm glad you like it, Emily.
And Kate says it's a beautiful sparkle.
Aren't they pretty? I like them too. I like anything sparkly. Okay, let's see if I can get that. Okay. All right, I can't wait to see what this looks like when it's heated up. And if you wanted it darker, you could even put a little ink underneath there and then heat it up. But I don't know that you'll need to. Like I said, I haven't tested it out yet. So we'll see how dark it comes up once it's actually heated. Yeah, it's showing up more. So I don't think you have to, I mean, you know, don't do it. Don't feel like you have to do that, but you could. Look at that magical sparkle. Loving this. Love all the sparkle. Let me make sure I'm cooking it enough. All right, I think that will do it. And I will put the rest of this in here after. All right. So now you can see it gives it just a little bit more sparkle, but we're going to add some more to this. So let's, oh, I almost missed this die. Let's put that die in there. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that on our mat. And I did want to show you, I struggle with my Barely Art glue all the time because I'm terrible about remembering to put the lid on. So I wanted you to know that you can purchase separately these little nozzles. Mine is like glued in there. I was hard on mine. See if I can get it out. But I just bought this little set that is available on the site, on the Brutus Monroe site, that has more nozzles. So if you are crazy like me and you leave the lid off, it's got your pins, which is great because regular pins will sometimes get rusty and you don't want your glue to be all gross and rusty. And also it's got the different tips. So let's see if I can get this out of here. I really have this in there. I just cut the thing off. Hang on. You know, there are just some things you shouldn't try to do live. And I'm pretty good at finding them while I'm live. I cannot get that out of there. So you know what? Today is not going to be my day for this. That is so funny. Let's see if I can. Well, we'll work on that for another day. Sorry about that. All that hoopla, and I can't get the tip off. So you're probably smarter than me and can do that. So we'll just leave that up to you. Let's glue our panel onto our mat.
Andy says, it may sound weird, but she actually blows into the tip of her glue, which helps clean it up before she puts the pin in it.
That does not sound weird at all, Penny. Blowing into the tip sounds smart. Oh, Candy does that? Candy does that. That's, hey, if it keeps your glue usable, then you're doing something right. Okay, so now we've got that attached. And there is one thing I'm going to do before I let it dry all the way. I want to trim this a little bit. So I've got a little conversation clipping ready to go. And this one's a little longer than the other one, so it's going to hang off the card just a little bit, but I don't mind that. So let's get that on there. There it is. Okay. And the reason why I don't want this mat to glue all the way down before I put it on, and it may already be too late. Let me see. No, we're okay still, is I'm going to tuck a little something behind it. So let's do it all the way across. Then it won't hang over quite so much. And then we're going to add, I just have this little paper clip I want to add. And then I'm just going to, I'll tie the, oh, I was going to put it behind here. That's why. Well, you know what? Apparently I'm not. We're going to just do it a different way all around. I'm just trying to, hang on. Just trying to get my little paper clip on there without covering the words. And that's a little tricky because we definitely used every space we had. Let's do that instead. That looks better. So we'll do that one on the bottom. Okay, so now I'm going to move this out of the way. Let's kind of figure out where we want our fairy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab foam squares. I'm going to grab small ones and big ones. I don't think I have one on the arms. Nope, just on the feet. And I'm going to go ahead and get that on there. And I'll show you how I put on the fabulous fibers. Okay, so now what I like to do with my fibers, and they're a little tricky sometimes to get the hang of, but the more you play with them, the more you can kind of get a feel for them. So let me see, where did mine go? Oh, right in front of my face. So I'm going to grab some tweezers, and I'm just grabbing a little bit. And actually, the first thing I like to do with my tweezers is I'll grab a glue dot. So I'm just going to do, what was that?
What are the fibers to color?
Halo. So I'm just going to grab a little bit and let it stick to the glue dot that's on there. And then I'm just going to kind of push it off of my tweezers. And I kind of want to stick it to the back end of the fairy or onto the card panel, but I don't want to stick the fairy down. I like there to be a little bit, I like the dimension it gives, the depth it gives to have her up a little bit. So we're just going to, let me get the glue dot first. You know, I'm going to use these dots because they're a little bit easier to find the dot. Okay, so I've got my glue dot on my tweezers. And then I'm just going to grab a little bit of my fabulous fibers. And then I'm just going to push them down in there. And why I like that is because you just end up with not a whole ton of them concentrated in one area, because that is when they start getting kind of, you know what I'm saying? This looks a little bit more magical and mysterious if you don't have too many in one spot. All right, I think we might put just a little bit over here and then we'll have that covered. So grabbing my glue dots and grabbing my fiber, which I probably got a little more than I needed there, and you can see why I like it better not to have so much. I'll show you, I'll take that bullet for you, but that's not too bad. And then you can just kind of trim around it if you want, if you don't want it to hang over your card. So you can see there's not a ton on there, just enough to give it a little added mystery and magic, right? Okay, so now we're just going to add a couple of more little things and then we will have this. So I just want to put a little bit of thread in my little paper clip. So I'm just using like embossing or embroidery thread. I'm just going to tie a bow. I don't want it very big because, like I said, I don't really want to cover up the sentiment. So we might have to finagle that a little bit. Maybe we'll just stick it right underneath, not on an angle, just so that it, there we go. I think that's better. Then we're not covering anything up. All right. In fact, I still want it to move up just a little bit. Let's move it to that way. Okay, that works for me. So now I'm going to use, I was going to use these little jewel mix, which is what I did for these little gems here. We'll see if we need them, but I think that the sequins are so pretty and they go so well with everything else. I think we should use the sequins. But maybe we can throw a couple of those in there randomly too. So I think we'll do, let's do one over here, over there. There's some really pretty little silver ones in here, but I'm going to avoid those just because I used gold down in the clip. But you do you. I think we'll stick that one maybe right there. Maybe we'll do that one in the middle. And we've got these pretty purple ones. I think that's good. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm just going to grab some glue. just stick those on. And now I think we should use a couple of these just because I think they're pretty and I like the way that they kind of blend in with everything, but they still add another little bit of shine. So these, like I said, are from the Jewel Mix. This is the neutrals. Christopher absolutely loves these. He uses them all the time. I think maybe one or two down there. I think that's probably enough. We don't want to go too crazy, right? I think that's probably good. So we'll add a little bit more glue. Oops. Here we go. All right, and now we just need to put it on a card base and we will have kind of the opposite of the other one. I'm using one of the pre-scored, pre-cut card bases, which I absolutely love. Cannot live without. So, one thing we haven't talked about, there's a couple things I've missed. One thing is do not miss out on Create Your Own Ending. The registration for that is ending June. Is it June 1st or is it next week? I can't remember exactly when. So all I know is that I know that there are only like 6, I think, in-person spots left. And I will be there. Candy will be there. Gina will be there. In addition to, you know, Heather and Christopher and the gang. So definitely, I would love to see you. Sorry, I forgot that I wanted to pop that up a little bit. So I kind of wasted my glue, but that's okay. So definitely come in person if you can. If you want to just come craft from the comfort of your own home, there are, I think, around 20, if I'm not mistaken, around 20 spaces left available. So that would be a great thing to do with your friends. But either way, you don't want to miss this event. There's over $600 worth of product included with your kit. And it's going to be so much fun. All right, so I love foam squares, but I tell you, you have to kind of know where you want it before you push down, because you are committed pretty quickly with the foam. All right, I think we fixed that. And I have this random jewel. Where did this come from? I don't know where it came from. We're just going to call it good. Okay, I think that's everything on this. So I want to show you both of them. You get 2 fun different looks and very easy, fun card. If you don't do the embossing, look at how fast you can do that just with an ink blend. But I thought it'd be fun to add a little extra sparkle. And I really wanted to see what the new embossing powders look like. So it was kind of a fun way to try those out. Both really fun, both really just appealing to whatever your favorite colors are. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Penny. So let's see. Go ahead and switch views. So we've talked about Create Your Own Ending. Last but not least, this weekend there is a free gift offer going on where you can, if you spend $50, you get a really, really fun, colorful washi sheet. I think there's a couple of them in there. And then the next level, I think, is 75. Heather, correct me if I'm wrong. And that one includes a rainbow stencil that is super cute. It's kind of got a boho look to it. And then last but not least, when you spend $100, you can the Be Happy die set. thank you so much, you guys. I had so much fun crafting with you tonight, and I always enjoy your company. I always enjoy creating with you. And there are so many fairy samples that have not been posted yet that will be posted. I know I'm going to keep creating this weekend because I'm completely inspired and having so much fun. And I mean, look at how many fairy cards I got out of that one. I mean, just from the fairy set alone, look at all of the different cards and how, I mean, I could keep going. There's so many fun ones. And that's just the one set. And they work really well together. So definitely check that out. And definitely sign up for Create Your Own Indie. And I hope to see you there. I will be back next week on my regular time on Friday at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. And I hope to see you then. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great weekend. Bye, everyone.